Well, welcome back. And RG3 fever is taking over the D.C. area.
Yes,
Dave Goldman's got all these details for us.
The bottom line is in the NFL is you got to win football games. But now, not every guy that teams choose are going to be choir boys. That doesn't mean you have to be down at the bottom of the barrel either. When you can get a guy apparently who the Redskins are going to take tonight, who's got it up here and has got, just as we'll hear, world-class athletic talent, you can't miss on him, right? And that's why the Redskins gave up half of Northern Virginia for Robert Griffin III. NFL draft tonight, and it's all but signed, sealed, and delivered, and then he'll be ours. That would be Robert Griffin III coming from Baylor. But here's the big question. You know, there's a fine line between boom and bust. So how do we know this guy is going to be on the boom side? Redskins fans will say, okay, how do we know he's going to end up being more like Vic as far as the field play as opposed to Achilles Smith, who flamed out?
Look at what Robert Griffin has done all of his life. Robert Griffin is a program changer. He helped change it at Cove. He helped change it at Baylor. And I think he can do the same thing for Washington. It's not just his athleticism. It's a package. And I've been coaching a long time. I've coached a lot of great athletes. Coached a lot of NFL players. And I've never seen anybody with the ability to help change a program and make changes that he has.
Mike Shanahan had that relationship with John Elway. You have it with Robert. Do you feel like he can have that same relationship if Robert goes to Washington with him?
No question. I mean, Mike's a great coach, you know, and Kyle, they do a great job. They're offensive-minded, which I like, you know, where Robert's going. You know, he's been around one of the greatest of all time in John Elway. Actually, John was, a guy that Robert really looked up to growing up, and so I think it's a great mix. I think it's a great city for him to be in, and I think it's a great time for the Washington Redskins if they're able to get Robert Griffin.
Heath Nielsen handles the media requests for the Baylor Athletic Department. He said Roberts is prepared off the field as he is on it.
What was Robert like to deal with?
A dream. Guys like that don't come around very often, who are great ambassadors, great face of the program, very well spoken, can articulate everything you want him to say, great leader, willing to do anything we asked him to do, a dream. Down the sidewalk at Times Square within a day of having won the Heisman Trophy and people are chanting RG3, RG3 at you, you definitely find out. And he's nice to a fault. I think he's had to grow a little bit thicker skin and learn to deal with people. He can't give himself to everybody who wants it nowadays, but he's a great guy.
Andrew Luck will be the first pick tonight by the Colts. Great player, says Jack Welch, but he knows who he'd be choosing if he had the first selection.
Robert is able to give you that mobility and the athleticism that is second to none. He's a world-class athlete, track athlete. And so you put that together with intelligence and football skill, and you have got something that I don't think the NFL has seen anything quite like Robert Griffin in many, many years, if ever.
The Washington Redskins are getting a good deal if it all works out on 26, so we'll see what happens.